Hello everyone, Yuval Teren is here, and today we are here with an amazing pastry chef, Jack Spiegel. How are you doing today?
Great. I'm excited to be here.
So I'm super excited for you to be here. You're speaking with us all the way from New York, right?
Yeah.
So maybe you can tell us a little bit about your work and what you do so we can have a little background, a little taste
Yeah,
from
for
your...
sure. That's fitting. So I'm a pastry chef out of New York City. I used to work in kitchens and bakeries, and then I started my own business in the middle of COVID, selling, cakes and cookies, and honestly selling whatever anybody wanted me to make. And it started from there, word of mouth. My mom helped me share it to all of her friends, and they order, their friends order. And then slowly but surely, I'm now here in this position where, you know, every day of the week is filled with cakes and cookies to be baked. Or now it's Hanukkah, so I'm making so many sufganiyot, and my entire apartment smells like a fryer. So that's kind of a little bit about me and what's going on here.
Sounds like a good plan. Sufganiyot, good smell. I already wanna eat some
You want
pastries,
more?
some more sufganiyot, some more donuts. I'm curious. You said that you started your business during COVID, right?
Yeah.
So what made you start the business? Because COVID was a crazy time. Everything, there was lockdowns. So I was in Israel during COVID,
Yeah.
but all over the world it was crazy. There were
Yeah, it was
lockdowns and
wild.
people couldn't
Yeah.
go out, and people were actually not going to work, and everything changed. But you
Correct.
started your business during COVID, so I'm
It's
curious.
interesting. Yeah,
How did you go into that? What made you start it during COVID?
for sure. So I was working at a bakery as the chef, and I was already very mentally and physically burnt out from the job as it was, because it required me to be fully functioning human at like 4 o'clock in the morning every single day. And the hours were long, and it was just really tough. My body really did need a rest. So when COVID hit and the bakery did shut down for a very short period of time, I kind of like had to reassess my own life. And I was like, we were all living together in my parents' house on Long Island. And I was kind of just I'm cooking for the family, like whatever. And I'm like, okay, why don't I just sell some cookies? Why don't I just sell a cake? And I started to do that. So I needed something to do. Most people, while work shut down, they were still like working from home. They were just learning how to like communicate via video, or Zoom became a thing. So it kind of like everyone still had something they were doing, and I was the only one in the house that like really had nothing to do other than cook everyone like breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So like be the basically the home chef.
Did you have any fears or difficulties making it? Because if you did it at home, then making it a business, it's takes you out of the comfort zone. It's to take you in a different direction. So did you have any fears or hesitations while doing it?
I would say that my biggest fear that I went through was whether or not I should really formally quit my job working for the other bakery, because I did have a really good connection with like all of like our staff, and I did also really feel that I needed more experience in the field starting it was my first chef position. I was a cook in the restaurant that I worked at before, and I was a cook at this bakery for a year before I became a chef, and I really felt like I needed more fine tuning. I needed more like edge building and whatever before I really decided I was going to sell my recipes. Not sell my recipes, but technically make stuff, sell it, all of those things. So I think that was my fear, like is this not monetarily, like money wise, I wasn't thinking about that so much. I was not making a lot of money by any means in my other job. It really wasn't about the money. And thank God I'm in a situation where I was able to do something I'm really passionate about. So that was more of my fear, because I always knew that like I have a skill. I'm a chef. I know how to do that. If I ever felt like I needed a job that 1,000,000,000% was going to pay my bills, like I would go back to a kitchen and I would get hired and I'd be fine. So my fear wasn't so much failing. It was more like, did I make a mistake not getting more experience before starting the business?
So right now we're in the holiday of miracles, Hanukkah.
Yeah.
There is an idea in Hanukkah that runs around miracles, and I think we are as people, we impact people a lot. And we can
Mhm.
create miracles as well in our lives and as well in other lives, but sometimes we're not aware of it. Our work, the things that we do, we always, we can call those little stuff. We can make people think different. We can change people's emotions, make people feel better. And those are kind of small miracles that happen every day, but we're not aware of it.
100%.
So I'm curious, how is your work, your work with in the kitchen with pastries, how did it impact other people until today? Did you see any change during COVID? I'm sure it was a nice, a very nice thing for people to get, but how did you see the change or how it impacts people or influence people?
It's a good question. I think that it's less about the pastries for me. It's more about like the warmth or the sort of that I feel like I'm giving my love to people who try my stuff or who buy it from me. So, for example, like, I think I impact people with my personality. Like, when they buy from me, and I know my stuff is very good, like, my recipes are great. I always hear amazing feedback. I mean, there's always going to be two sides of the coin, but I think the way that I impact people, for sure, they love my babka. They love my cookies, they love my pastries, they love my cakes. They do. But I think I impact them more with sort of like my kind energy that I bring, that when they buy from me, they know they're getting like this fun, bubbly sort of energy that wants to lighten and lift people's mood and not like put a depressive damper on people, which I think a lot of chefs, especially with the rise of different chef shows coming out on like, different like TV platforms and just movies coming out and like people being more interested in like the back of the house or what happens, who makes the food, whatever. There's a theme that occurs of we're very tired, we're very aggressive, we're trying to get ahead, we're exhausted, like we're not necessarily in the best mood. We're more of like we cover ourselves in a shell, we put our heads down, we don't talk, we don't whatever, this sort of energy because we were told for so many years that we need to just put our heads down, do our jobs, and don't talk to authority like that. And I think with that, people have created the food industry to be this sort of like exhaustive, sort of like very like difficult, defeative style industry where we're not making a lot of money, we don't sleep, like we're worked to the bone type of thing. So I think what I offer, what I present to people is more like, well, she's not viewing this as a miserable experience. Although I do definitely have my days, my months, my weeks where it's very challenging. I'm very tired. I think I always try to soften the edge and still be true to who I am, which is a happy, fun person.
Love it. Definitely. When you see your videos as well on social media,
Yeah.
it's all like energetic, super fun, super energetic to watch as well. Gives always a good energy.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I think that's how I am when you meet me too.
That's the best. We see it here in the podcast.
Yeah. Hey.
So, as leaders, as people that move things, that create things, business owners, there are people that listen to us that they have a business or they have maybe a project or entrepreneurs. And I know personally people that have a successful business and they want to expand to new markets, but they know that they need to put their face out there on social media for marketing, but they have
Mhm.
this hesitation of showing themselves out there, and they stay behind the curtains because I know you're not shy with your presence online. You can see you're very known on social media and you have many followers and you share a lot of from your work online. What would you say for the people that want to be out, but maybe they have this fear, hesitation of failure, of what other people would think about them?
I think that, I mean, it took me a long time to get here because I think naturally, especially in our community, the Jewish community, and it doesn't matter what part of the Jewish community you're in. We all have this sense of like, wanting to be successful for the most part. It's a stereotype, but we want to be successful and we want to appear very elegant. And we also want to appear like we know what we're talking about. We're smart. And it's very scary to like be true or authentic. And you could be smart in all of those things, but sometimes you're not being fully authentic to yourself. Telling someone to be authentic to me doesn't help them because they need the tools to get to that place. But the one thing I've done plenty of sort of like self-development leadership programs like through other, I did some programs that really helped me lean into this sort of authentic version of myself and be true to who I am. But the one thing that they really taught me that helped me with like just putting it out there was nobody cares what you do. Everyone cares what they're doing. You care about how you look. I care about how I look. My mother, you know, she cares about how she looks. No one gives a crap how you look. They just care about themselves. So instead of overthinking it and being like, but I'm going to look like a fool, they don't care. They're busy. They're self-absorbed. They're busy worrying about themselves. You do you. What's the worst that could happen? Someone's like, that was weird. All right, you lost somebody. But the people who don't think you're weird, those are your people. They'll stay with you. The rest of the people, you don't need them anyways. That's my opinion. It's like, so what? You don't like me? Great. Don't follow me. Don't interact with me. I don't need you. I don't want you anyways because you're not my people. And I don't care. And this is will always be the truth. I care way more about what I'm thinking, what I look, what I'm doing than whoever is posting something on social media. It's literally a scroll. It's 2 seconds. It's not that big a deal. I don't know. That's my opinion.
I think it's a great attitude, great mindset to have.
Thank you. Thanks.
Also, something that's really it's interesting to think. You said it's like 2 seconds of a video, like it's very short videos on social media. And thinking about it, maybe the people that want to be out there, maybe they have this idea in mind. Is it even worth it to be online? If it's even like people do really care if it's online, if it's 2 seconds, is it important to do it?
I think I could see it in two directions. The first direction, I think, who cares? No. Like, if your business isn't something that's going to help you grow by showing your face, no. Try to figure out a content style that works for you you don't need to show your face. There's plenty of creators that their entire video is just cooking and they never show their face. And they have millions of followers, first of all. So that's one area to look at it. The second area to look at it is like YOLO. Like our life is so short. Like we've seen, there are massacres. People get shot every second of the day. Before you know it, there was a child who was just gunned down in Australia from this massacre that happened. Like you never know when your life is going to be taken away from you. So who cares if you post 2 seconds of content? Like no one really cares. It can't be that serious. Like in my opinion, like stop taking it so seriously. It's just put it out there. Like, so what if it's not valuable? So what if you don't get validation? Okay, so then don't do it. But at least try. So what if you fail? Whatever. Everyone does.
You do you, and YOLO. I think it's two good things to keep in mind.
You do you.
When you create content and when you bake and baking is the right word, right? Yeah. When you bake and do you enjoy it? What do you feel like when you do it?
Okay, so it really depends. Like, it's my favorite thing to do. So, like, if I'm on a vacation or something and I haven't done it in a while, I'll get the itch, right? But when you're talking about frying 300 donuts in an apartment building in Manhattan and smelling up the whole floor with like oil and having to get everything done by like a deadline, it's more stressful than it is enjoyable. But like when, you're cruising and it's not so busy and you're able to like really finesse like every single thing, like, and you're not under like such a time crunch, it's the most enjoyable experience. There's a lot of satisfaction in seeing something come from start to finish in a very meticulous way. Yeah.
There is an idea in psychology. You take me a little bit into this idea with what you said, that sometimes about happiness, that sometimes when we do something in the moment, we're not happy to do it. For example, as you mentioned, frying so many sufganiyot donuts at the apartment in New York, and some things that when we do them, we have a great time and that makes us feel happy. But the things that sometimes we don't have that happiness at the same moment, looking back, it makes us feel happy thinking about it.
Right.
It makes us feel joy to see
100%
the
and a
things that we
hundred
did.
percent. Well, that's 100% true. I agree with that, and I think that ultimately when I look back it was just this past Sunday, I fried 300 donuts and then I have another like 300 I have to fry between Thursday, Friday. It's like a disgusting amount of donuts. I mean, it's just like when I think of it, I'm exhausted thinking of it, but like, yeah, it's so cool to know like, hey, I'm working out of an apartment and I'm frying that many donuts and I'm selling them all across like New York. That's sick.
That's
That's
crazy.
awesome.
What
Yeah.
kind of donuts do you make?
So I really try to not do anything super crazy because I feel like the further away we go from traditional, the further people are like, what's going on? So I do a box of assorted donuts with vanilla, custard, jam. I have like an Oreo mousse. I have Nutella, and I have like a lotus mousse as well. And then I have these babka donuts also that I've made, which are like there's babka filling in the donut, and then I fry it, and then I glaze it, and I top it with babka chunks. So
Oh, wow.
those are the two variations of donuts that I'm doing this year. Yeah.
That doesn't sound so classic. It's
That
very,
one's
it's
not
unique. It's
classic.
nice. Yeah.
That one's unique, but I wanted to make something that was also fun while still sticking. Like when you go to any bakery that are making sufganiyot for the most part, especially in Israel right now, everything is crazy. Like Dubai and halva and cheese, strawberry cheesecake and guava, and I'm just like, oh, like it's enough. Like it's a headache for me. Like I don't know. I'm like why do we? It's cool, it will sell because someone will be like, I want to buy that. That's interesting. But it's also like, I don't have time for this.
You know the classic in Israel. When you say classic in the US, classic donuts are like glazed and with chocolate. And so in Israel, the classic donut is for me.
Different.
When you said classic, is the one with the like the sugar powder on top and jelly in the middle.
That's what's classic for me as well. That's what I saw.
Same. Yeah,
Same thing. Jelly and sugar.
the best ones.
Yeah. I mean, that's what people really want. I sell the most of
Yeah,
those.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
I want to go. I want to ask you a question that maybe it's
Yes.
a hard, tough, more tough question, but not really. So when you work, so you do so many things. So it's already for a while, for a couple of years that you run the business and you sell all around. Have you ever gotten a feedback that was a negative feedback? Could be about your presence online or about your work in the kitchen, in pastries, in baking. Um, have you ever gotten feedback that was a negative one, and how did it make you feel? And how did you overcome it? How did you kept on going? Because people always have what to say, and I'm sure you have both many positive ones, but I'm sure you heard some negative ones as well.
So yeah, I mean, you're always gonna hear like once in a while, like, oh, like I didn't. I've had two avenues. The first one was maybe in my whole career, I've heard that something didn't taste fresh once, which was literally like last week, which was crazy because I had made those cookies the same day, but whatever. It's you can only do what you can do. So maybe once or twice I've heard in 5 years of working that they thought something wasn't fresh, which is for me crazy experience knowing I have one oven and I make everything 24 hours and only with a 24-hour window. That to me is a real hustle. So yes, of course, I once agreed to make a cake and this was only my first year of work that I could not execute in the way that they wanted it, and I agreed to make it, and it really was not a nice cake, and there was nothing I could do. She was very upset. I gave her her money back. You know, I agreed to do something I couldn't. I learned the lesson and whatever. The only other, when you say my appearance or whatever, you know, very rarely do I get told like put a shirt on or like why do you show your midriff on social media? Like people don't really ask me that so much. Like maybe in the beginning when like I first started my account, like maybe I was getting it a little bit more, but what I say to that is literally like, listen. For me, like yeah, there have been times that I get comments honestly rarely, considering, and knock on wood, like I don't need the comments, but like, oh, like put a shirt on or like put your clothes on or whatever. And I'm like, bro, I'm chilling out in my kitchen. I just got back from the gym. I have nice abs. I like them. I'm so sorry it offends you. You don't have to watch my page, okay? And you don't have to follow me. That's fine. You're not my people, which is exactly what I said to the last one. So, like I say, if you have an issue with like how I dress, which in my opinion is like, it's 2025. Like, are you serious? Like, this is what you're getting all hot and heavy about? Like, why don't you go scroll two more videos and go see the girl on the beach, like wearing a string? Okay. In my opinion. So that's what I have to say to them. Does it hurt me? Does it bother me? Not at all. I understand modesty is important to some people. That's fine. On my end, it's like, you're just not my people, and that's okay. It's okay. Not everyone's gonna like you.
You do you. Takes us back to that.
There you go. You do you.
What's your recipe for success? What do you say is your personal recipe that made you reach out to so many people, find clients, make the business grow over time, and doing so many great things with it?
For sure. I would say there's really three things. The first one is like really, really like lock in. And I say that and people make fun of me for saying that. But it's really like get your brain right, lock in to the task at hand. Like and do it 100%. 100%. I don't care how tired you are. I don't care if you went out last night. I don't care if you're whatever. Do it 100% of the time. 100% you're giving your effort. You don't sleep until all of your T's are crossed and your I's are dotted. Like, and really focus. Focus. Like focus on the task at hand. Like just really lock in and own it and just really get help when you need help. That's another one. Like, and that was something I struggled with for a long time where I was like, but I don't really need this help, whatever. And you know what? I realized I really did. I really did. And now having it, I can't imagine what it's like not having it. So I think ultimately, like, ask for help when you need it, focus, lock in, and just get it done. Like, just get it done and stop giving excuses. Enough.
I feel many people has many ideas, many visions, many things that they want to execute, make them happen, but the excuses of maybe sometimes the excuses are internally of like I'm not good enough, I can't do it, it's not for me, I'm not going to do it well, those stuff. So actually be committed, just do it.
Just try. Just try. And like we said, so fail, whatever. How many people fail in 1 second of the day? Literally billions and billions are failing right now as we speak in whatever, whether in their relationships, their jobs, their, whatever they're failing in their health. Billions of people are failing in this moment. Nobody cares about you. So fail and they don't care whether you fail. They don't care whether you succeed. Just try.
Before Edison discovered the light bulb, they say he discovered 1,000 different ways of how not to build a light bulb. So we gotta
Exactly.
try so many different things until we get to the one.
Correct.
I want to close our episode maybe with a quote, maybe that inspires you, or maybe a sentence or something in your life that inspires you to keep the work that you do, to make people smile with your pastries, keep reaching out to people, maybe something that inspired you to do all of that.
You want me to tell you a quote?
Yeah, could be a quote, something that is from, it doesn't have to be a quote, a famous quote. Could
This
be
is my quote.
your motto to life.
This is my motto, and it completely sums up everything I said in this whole episode. And if you know me and you're watching this, you're gonna laugh. Reset and lock in. That's literally what I say. You fail, reset, figure it out, and then focus. That's my motto. Reset, lock in. Or reassess what you need to reassess it. What happened that messed up, reset it, start again, and then lock in and focus and get it done.
Love it. Reset, reassess, and lock in.
Yeah, I reassess, I reset, and I log in. And that's the recipe. How many times you fail until you have to do it again, To
be honest, it's such a simple and great way to just make things happen. And I feel like it's as from your stories and from your work, you can see you really walk the talk. You really enjoy your work. You're really having fun doing it.
Thank you.
And I think it's really important for people to remember that you can actually enjoy doing what you're doing and having fun while doing it, and be creative and do it. So there are so many great insights. Yeah, so many great insights that you shared here.
I appreciate you. I appreciate that. And thank you for having me also.
Yeah, so I want to thank you for being here, sharing so many insights. And I want to tell the listeners just to make sure how they can find you on social media, or your business.
For sure. You could follow me on social media at Jack's Snacks, which is JAXXSNAX. And my website is literally my Instagram handle.com. So jacksnacks.com. And right now it's Hanukkah. So honestly, I'm sold out of everything. So I'm so sorry. I don't know when you're posting this, but probably not this week. I don't know. But Hanukkah, I'm honestly right now just locked in on the work that we have to get done for the end of the week. And then everything will be restocked and everything right after Hanukkah. But for now, we're a little bit locked in.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Sounds good. All right. Have a good evening. Thank you for joining.
Have a good one. Bye.